All right, so a couple days ago we posted a mock draft, and let's see what we had to say about Kansas City in the first round a few days ago.
Next, we have the Kansas City Chiefs, who badly need an offensive tackle. Could they go Liam Eichenberg? Could they go Alex Leatherwood? Yeah, sure, but I want to make this interesting. I'm going to have them make a trade for their new left tackle. Their new left tackle is going to be Orlando Brown. He's going to come in from the Ravens, so we're going to have the Ravens jump back into the first round, take over the Chiefs spot at 31, and they're going to grab.
So, yeah, subscribe. Hello, everyone. Welcome in. Don't brag too much on this channel, but I'm going to take that victory lap that I did at the beginning of this video because that's a great prediction and it came true, and I feel good about that. And you all should too, because for those of you that saw it, congratulations, you were here to enjoy that. If you have not seen it yet, you can always check out that full 32 pick mock draft in the draft playlist. Just click through to the channel, go to the NFL Draft 2021 playlist. It's there towards the end for you to enjoy. Do it after this. So, welcome everybody on this wonderful Friday here. We're 6 days away from the NFL draft, and some things have changed for the Vikings as they try to rebuild this offensive line heading into 2021, and we are now one less option to consider going forward because Orlando Brown Jr. has been traded to the Kansas City Chiefs, and that is the end of that. We have missed out on that. So the Ravens send Orlando Brown to Kansas City. He will be their new left tackle. Adam Schefter originally reported this a little over an hour and a half ago. The trade compensation is as follows on your screen. You can take a look at that. As you check that out, I do want to share that I don't think I'm very upset about this. I don't think I'm mad that we missed out. I would like to upgrade the offensive line, but I think this is too expensive. We would have had to given up quite a few number of draft picks, and then there's also the contract that you have to consider that he would need to keep him in Minnesota, which we probably wouldn't be able to afford given our current salary cap situation. It's just hard to look at this trade and be upset that we didn't get it, right? I mean, obviously we would love to have Orlando Brown as the new left tackle in Minnesota, but this makes it seem like it was unrealistic for us to participate in this trade. So that is why we did not get it, and the Kansas City Chiefs did. Who, by the way, I am super jealous of because their current offensive line has been completely rebuilt. I mean, just look at this. Over the last few months, this is what they've managed. Now, yes, they have given up quite a number of draft picks. They have given up a huge contract to Joe Thuney. But at the same time, they identified a problem that was in the Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes ran for his life one time. Kansas City was like, no more. We're never doing that again. They will now have 4 new starters on the offensive line, and the only returning guy likely is Mike Remmers at right tackle. Austin Blythe is also another name on that list that we were hoping to get in Minnesota, and it's actually kind of funny because I believe Thuney and Brown are also part of that discussion, so they end up with 3 new starting offensive linemen that us Vikings fans were hoping to get ourselves. So, damn, sucks. It just feels like Minnesota's just never going to actually address the offensive line in that meaningful of a way. It's just bonkers, but anyway, what does this mean for the Vikings going forward 6 days away from the NFL draft with a first-round pick that we really can't figure out what we're going to do with quite yet? So sitting at 14 overall, we have the opportunity, I believe, to get one of the top-tier offensive tackles currently in the draft, whether that be Rashawn Slater, Christian Darrisaw, Elijah Vera-Tucker has been name-dropped there quite a few times in the past few months. I am ultimately of the belief that this is going to be a trade-down situation for Rick Spielman. He is going to trade out of 14 overall, drop back and either get a defensive player or another offensive tackle that we have not previously mentioned so far in this video. There could be a consideration for Sam Cosmi, Alex Leatherwood, Tevin Jenkins. There's plenty of names to go around. So I honestly think that we need to prepare ourselves mentally for the possibility that is becoming more realistic by the day that the Vikings believe, and this isn't me saying this is just me interpreting their actions. The Vikings might believe that their solutions to the offensive line are already currently in the building, right? So they currently have Brian O'Neill, who their rumors have been speculating that they could move to left tackle. They re-signed Rashad Hill, normally a swing backup. Maybe they decide, hey, we'll put him at right tackle. Maybe they move Ezra Cleveland to right tackle. They kind of believe, and I believe that they believe that they feel like they have options currently on the roster. Dakota Dozier started all 16 games last year. Mike Zimmer believes that the offense is fine. It was ranked 6th in the league last year. A lot of fans who defend Kirk Cousins believe the offense is not the problem. You might want to check your monkey paw, because you might be getting the wish that you desire, because it doesn't look like they have really any interest in upgrading an offense that to them on paper was really, really good last year. We all know Dakota Dozier is not a great an offensive guard. We know this. Maybe Mike Zimmer doesn't care about PFF scores. It's all really possible that our offensive line is going to look like a recalibration or a reshuffle of Vikings players that are already on the roster, and maybe they address it on day 2 in the 3rd round. Remember, we currently don't have a 2nd round pick. That possibility is getting more likely to happen, in my opinion. I would be surprised at this point if we go offensive tackle in the 1st round. I honest to God believe it's either going to be 1, a defensive player at 14 overall, or 2, it's going to be a trade down and then a defensive player wherever they happen to wind up with their trade partner in the 1st round. I don't think offensive tackle or guard is going to be in the cards for them in the 1st round unless somebody falls to them like a Rashawn Slater or a Penei Sewell. And I don't really think that that's likely either. So I'm just telling you, here we are 6 days away from the draft. Prepare to not be satisfied with the 1st round. And don't forget, there's an entire draft that we got to go through. There's 3 days of this that's going to happen. So if they don't address offensive tackle in the 1st round, we're absolutely going to criticize it, but we're not going to lose our minds, because there's still time and there's still hope. So that's going to do it for this video. Let me know what you think about the Orlando Brown Jr. trade. Was that too much to give up for him? Should the Vikings have maybe pushed harder? What do you think about that? And what are your predictions going in for fixing the offensive line here within the next week? So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.